Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have two brilliant replays for you, but they were absolutely gifted the win thanks to some noobish kind of gameplay from the enemy team. However, even though they were gifted the win, they still played absolutely brilliantly. I don't want to take that away from them, and I don't want to see it as just the enemy were noobs and you didn't do well or anything like that. Both of these guys absolutely did brilliantly. They really did do well, but I think it definitely would have changed the outcome of this game if the enemy would have just used their brain a little bit. So first up, we have the Type 68, the tier 9, and this is actually a very, very nice tank, especially when you are up against some tier 8s. And the first up, we've got JD Nash, and he has got his first kill. So he's already bounced a shot. There's one tank down for each of the team. And now he's going to push. Well, I thought he was going to push with the RU, but the RU unfortunately didn't survive. And now they have taken out the Chimera, so it is a 5 versus 5. The T-54 is doing the right thing now in running away. So he's doing the right thing. He's run away. Otherwise, he would have just been absolutely destroyed. So currently 1,500 damage. And again, as I've said, 5 versus 5. So he's pushing onto the right side now. There goes the T-54. There's a Ferdinand here as well, which he's going to get a nice shot, and actually that was a nice roll as well, 471. So that now pushes his damage just past 2,000. The Ferdinand is a one shot. He gets one shot taken from him, and it is now a 4 versus 4. So it is all to play for. Both teams still have hit points. There is a couple of players on each team that are almost full hit points, but it's that T-54 that run around the entire map to get to the other side with his team. So that side, not too bad whatsoever. However, there is one tank all on his own on the right side for the enemy team, and that is the KV5, doing absolutely nothing. So he's now going to get behind this motion. Good choice to go for. Obviously it's a strong tank, but the reload is quite long, doesn't really have the DPM either, and probably a good choice to go for. Of course the T-54 would be the first choice to go for, because he's got the DPM, he's got the speed. Instead he's just going to go for this guy because it is at the moment the best target to go for. So the motion is now a one shot, and again he's doing the right thing here. He's going behind the motion because there are also other tanks the other side, so he's pretty much just surrounded that motion, and he does manage to take him out. So it is now a 3 versus 3. The T-54 is still running around the whole map yet again, and before you know it, again he's the other side of the map, and he is destroying those tanks. So now it is a 2 versus 3. 2 versus 3, and now he's going to go head on to this WZ-112. Now of course his other tank is a one shot, so he's going to be the main focus for the enemy team. And the T-54 and this guy here, again, he's doing the right thing. He's trying to ignore, the WZ is trying to ignore the tank in front of him to go for the one shot. So that is absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. Now, you'd think with one tank in front, one tank behind, it is an easy win, especially easy win for the red team, especially with the DPM that the T-54 has got. So he's done the right thing. The T-54 done the right thing there. There was really nothing else he could do, and he literally did nothing wrong. However, what he's doing now is he is trying to get to the side of him, and of course, but with the building there, it does make it more difficult. But the T-54 right now, he should just give up what he's trying to do. I get what he's trying to do, but he is now a one shot. Just go hide. Get out of there. Go hide. That is all you needed to do. Stop fighting. Wait for this KV4 to come around. And as soon as he's come around, then this guy in this type has to look at one tank. And he could, the T-54, all he needed to do was hide behind the building, wait for this guy to shoot the KV4, and then come out again. So the T-54 did absolutely brilliantly up until that point. But yeah, ultimately it was the KV4. What was he doing the other side of the map on his own? No freaking idea. But this game was absolutely gifted to our guy here because of that one little error. And if it wasn't for that error, it would have been a win for the red team, and our guy wouldn't have been able to get the Razani medal. 3,000 blocked damage, and on top of that, over 7,000 damage in a tier 9 tank. 7,600, 7 kills, 3k blocked. He did absolutely amazing. And I mean, again, he was gifted that win thanks to that error. The T-54, as you can see there, he had a blind of a game, almost 5,000 damage. But just that one error just literally gifted the game to the green team there. Next up, we've got a pattern. And again, just like the first game, I'm not taking the skill or the hard work away from this guy. He does amazing. But yeah, this game there's a lot more errors in this game than there was the last game. The T-54 on the last game was pretty much you got the KV4, of course, that went the wrong way. But if the T-54 would have just done one thing different, it would have been a win. As this game, there are a few more tanks that are making errors. So, of course, it is Nube, and he's gone to the bridge here, waiting for these guys to cross. He does have shots on him, but there is a lot of tanks around this side of the map. So he does have to be very, very careful. However, he does have a turret, he does have DPM, and he does have gun depression. So he's in a pretty solid position. Even with the tanks to the left, there's a tank to the right. He's put up a very, very good position at the moment, and he can just bully these guys. So of course, if they do start pushing, he could just back up and he will be pretty much with his team. So the E5 decided to cross. He's now in an awful position. He does shoot, and now the pattern can really sort of just bully him whilst he is in that position. But there is already 2 tanks down for his team, so it's not a great start for his team. A minute and a half gone, well, a minute and 20 seconds gone, and there is 2 tanks down for his team. However, he does manage to take out the E5. The Foch here, again, is in an awful position. He's not in an awful position, but he is in an awful position because of the position of this M48 pattern. So now there are 2 tanks down on each team, and not even 2 minutes gone, and he's now going to start pushing this Camp Panzer. Now, where I say he was gifted this win, now this should not be a win. He does get some bounces, but what's going to happen, it is a 3 versus 5. A 3 versus 5, and he actually gets really, really lucky. I mean, he plays well. He gets lucky because of the way the enemy push him, and if they would just push together, then game over. Like, without a doubt, it will be game over. But they decide all to push one by one. Now, this E75, God knows what that shot there was. God knows why he even tried attempting to shoot that. But yeah, he missed, and now he's just going to get bullied by this M48 pattern, who's trying to side scrape, and it is actually working. There goes the Conqueror, so it is now a 2 versus 3. Of course, the other guys are going to go for the 1 tank knots on his own, but if you look at the minimap, all 3 tanks are in different positions. The Waffle's there, the TVP is there, and of course this pattern is just going for the E75. So I like these kind of battles. I do like these kind of battles where they play absolutely brilliantly, but for some reason the Waffle actually leaves the heavy tank. He leaves the heavy tank for the TVP to deal with. He was right there. He was right there. Why not push with the TVP? Why not push the heavy tank? I just don't understand why this Waffle did not push the heavy tank on the other side of the map with the TVP. Instead, he waits for the E75 to die, and then he starts pushing. Not a good move at all. So yeah, no idea, but if he would have just pushed the heavy tank, again, he would have been able to deal with that guy very, very quickly, and the TVP would have actually managed to save some hit points. But as it is, he's now pretty much a one-shot. Well, he gets left with 1 HP, which is unfortunate, but a little ram, he has managed to clear him. So the TVP now is up against the IS-4. He is going to take care of the IS-4, but if that Waffle would have just pushed the IS-4 with the TVP, it would have been game over for that IS-4 a lot lot sooner. But as it happens, this pattern is still half hit points, and he's now up against a one-shot TVP, who I have to also commend as well, because he has an absolutely brilliant game. But well played. That was an amazing game, but I think he still got pretty lucky with the team and how they pushed him and why they just didn't go for the other tank. And if you look at the TVP, he ends on 7,000 damage, along with our guy here who's got 8,100 damage. But without a doubt, both games were absolutely brilliant, but they were just gifted this battle. Have you had a battle gifted you like this? Let me know in the comments below.